Whatever happened to She by Sheree? Now it's Healing by Sheree. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. It's me again, Delightful Soul. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can hear more content about your favorite celebrities, my opinions, and what's happening around the world. So let's get into this video. Sheree takes the ladies on a trip to Algarve, Portugal for healing the body, mind, and soul. After a meeting with the RHO8 OGs, Sheree felt inspired to get the current group back on the same page. She was already planning a healing retreat to Portugal as she sought holistic treatment for fibroids. So she decided to bring the housewives along in hopes of mending their broken friendships. It's a valid effort. But before the ladies even headed overseas, Drew Sidora's husband, Raph Pittman, decided to host a brunch for the housewives. So Raph planned a brunch to help the ladies alleviate any tension before their big trip to Portugal. Raph got all the husbands or their significant others to come and help prepare the brunch for the Atlanta Queens. I don't know, but does it seems like Drew's response to all of this is a telltale about what has happened after filming? Okay, Courtney showed up with Bryce. Candy knew him from some boy group in the 1990s. Marlo Hampton bought Scott Lee, the blind date she met a few episodes ago. She brought him to the brunch, and Candy, in particularly, was shocked that Marlo would date someone like Scott Lee. She mentioned that she knew of him, something that she would have been offended about. Why not? Does it goes against the narrative that is being spread? He's 38 and Jamaican. We still don't know if anything long term would develop from this relationship for Marlo and Scotland, but Scotland seemed to have blended in with the house husbands after someone noticed the outfit he had on many colors. Now, I know Marlo was embarrassed by his outfit as well. You know how she dresses. Maybe she can help him out in that department if coordinating an outfit is a problem for him. So Kenya asked Candy about a part in Todd's movie, and Candy mentioned that she gave the role to Drew. Kenya brought up the movie Toi, which was done in the 20th century, and Drew was not shy about letting us know. But of course, Kenya directs her frustration to Courtney. At this point, she's touching me. Sheree was feeling extra messy at the brunch and was ready to throw shade in everyone's direction, despite this being the kickoff for a healing journey. But y'all remember, Sheree used to stir up the pot herself back in the days. She played the Sonya role on telling everything and starting a lot of stuff. But first, she tried to shade Kenya more and asked, "Where's your boyfriend?" But before Kenya could respond, Drew jumped in and asked, "Where is Martell?" Meaning Mr. Martell Holt, because that is a valid question because he hasn't been seen since the season premiere. Sheree explained that Martell was under the weather and couldn't make it. Does anyone else believe that? Raise your hand if you think that is a falsehood. So Drew should have kept her mouth shut. So Sheree next target was Drew. Since Rap hired the chef to assist with the brunch, Sheree saw a golden opportunity to bring up a lawsuit that Drew is involved in, where a chef claims she didn't pay her for her service. Or maybe Drew should mind her own business next time. But Sheree is one to bring up people paying for things, okay? So Sheree tried to make a joke by asking if the chef who was on site to help prep the brunch was the same one involved in the lawsuit. It's evident that Sheree is trying to get back at Drew for spreading a rumor about paying her assistant last year, okay? But we all learned that the lawsuit was over a measly $1,000, something that Drew simply has. And Drew, let me give you some advice there. Don't drag this lawsuit out for too long. Go ahead and take the tape off the bottom of them shoes, return them, and pay that chef. It's only going to make you look bad. Now, all the ladies were eager to meet Kenya's new friend, Roy. Okay? His name is Roy Shlomo. Since he couldn't make it to the brunch, Kenya FaceTimed him to get him or to give him a light introduction into the group. Anybody else believe that this relationship is real? It shouldn't be because Kenya is still married. But anyway, Marlo realizes that Kenya's friend is a guy that she once went on a date with. And of course, he met her by sliding into her Marlo DM, whereas he was introduced by Manetta. How else do you land a date with the housewife? So Marlo revealed that the two just went on a date, which never evolved into anything else. She said he was kind of corny, but still, no one wants to hear about their new friend. And it's a striking parallel to what happened to Sheree when she introduced Martell to the group. Kenya was hell bent on revealing to the group that Martell once slid into her DMs. Imagine how salty she felt learning that Raw slid into Marlo's DM. And the two went on a date. Okay? So Kenya commented that he went on one date with Marlo and didn't want a second date. Marlo commented that Kenya got her sloppy seconds. Later in the episode, Sonya, Richards, Ross, and Marlo laughed about the whole situation. Sonya called out the irony of how Kenya tried to blow up Martell's DM by downplaying Ross. Is there anyone else besides me wondering if Bravo will orchestrate some type of situation where Raw and Marlo be in the same space together? That would be interesting to see how they behave. But also, Kenya mentioned something about being in Candace and Todd movie, and Candace revealed that she had already cast Drew. So yes, Candy mentioned after all, Drew is good at playing naive, according to Candy. Sheree is ready for her healing journey. When the ladies arrived in Portugal, they all were in good spirits and positive vibes. The only person in bad shape was Candace Burris, who suffered from a nasty stomach bug on the plane ride to Portugal. Other than that, the ladies are all smiles and ready to be healed. No fighting over rooms, no complaints about the accommodations, no, just positive vibes. But that doesn't last long. Well, the episode concluded with the ladies sitting down for their first Portugal dinner. Drew brought up her issue with Sheree and her comment about the ongoing $1,000 lawsuit. Sheree deflected hard. She pivoted the conversation to how Drew was talking about She by Sheree items getting confiscated after the last reunion. Everyone in the was confused because they thought they already squashed that argument. Why is Sheree bringing this back up instead of just acknowledging that she was being shady at brunch? In their confessional interview, the other housewives all validated Drew's story of their She by Sheree merchandise getting taken back at the reunion. Everyone except for Marlo agreed that they didn't get to keep the clothes presented to them. She claimed she got to keep everything and hilariously was decked out in She by Sheree from head to toe in her confessional interview. Y'all, I believe Marlo took everybody else's stuff. Since the reason for the season is healing, the fact that Sheree is holding onto this grudge is surprising. Well, evidently she's not completely healed, and that's why she is there. So she by Sheree, and Drew have never gotten along. And Kenya suggested it was just a big sister and little sister energy. No one agreed with that energy or that theory. Drew is in a mood. Kenya just wanted to keep an alliance to me, okay? Because she is cool somewhat with Sheree and Drew. And if those two fall out, her little alliance to go after Marlo would just fall apart. So, frustrated Drew perfectly clocked Sheree's asking, how you gonna do a trip about healing when you can't heal your damn self? Now, after arguing with Sheree, Drew started crying over the argument with Sheree because Sheree saw through her BS. Or is it she crying over the fact that Raph was in Vegas auditioning for Black Magic Mike? Either way, we're one day on this trip, and there's already tears at the dinner table. That is where Housewives healing process begins. So y'all tell me what you think about this story, and as always, I thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.